The idea that pro-incumbency is something which seems to only benefit the BJP wherever the Congress is up for re-election, whether it is in a state where you are supposedly formidable like Chhattisgarh or in Rajasthan. You're seeing what's happening in Himachal Pradesh, where that's the one speck in North India where you're in power. The Congress simply can't hold it together. So the BJP says ultimately 5 years later, when voters have to judge, they're weighing in our favor and against you. You have never got any pro-incumbency of late.
Of late, as evidence suggests, you're right, Rahul, there's no denying it. But to say that the BJP never has anti-incumbency also would be untrue, right? They lost the last round that happened in 18. So they lost Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh. So it's not that only BJP leaders have pro-incumbency. And if Mr. Tuin Sinha...
No, but it's all relative, right? They have much more pro-incumbency and you have a lot of anti-incumbency. You're looking at the one exception.
I am agreeing with you. I am agreeing with you when you say of late. I'm not agreeing with you when you say in toto for the last, maybe further on 10, 15 years. There are many times when the BJP has lost an anti-incumbency. And even of late, if you want to include Karnataka in that list, they had massive anti-incumbency from their government. They tried whatever they could to change. But I think one of the biggest reasons they lost Karnataka, despite Mr. Modi leading the campaign and making it about himself, as he did in Himachal, they lost badly. So let's not have a north-centric view of this country. Let's think about it in toto. And Karnataka, even if you go off late, proves against that point.
Yashwant Deshmukh, the Congress's hope, when Mohan Kumaramangalam latches on to off late, the Congress's hope really is that time badlega, apna time aayega, that this is a kal, this is a period that at some point in time, anti-incumbency will start catching up with the BJP and this political cycle will turn. This is how a lot of Congress people, Yashwant Deshmukh, are internalizing it. The BJP, of course, at the highest levels thinks that, we just need to go so far deep, have such a deep impact on society and weaken the Congress so much that there is nothing left to beat us. Like they simply don't have the organizational muscle to be able to beat us. Whereas the BJP's, on the counter to that, the Congress's calculation is, it's a political cycle. Everybody has a cycle. Apna time aayega.
That default gain phenomena, I guess that's no more happening anymore. I guess that, yes, the anti-incumbency cycles working in default for somebody else, it used to work, but it used to work for people who were more or less neutral or passively waiting. But here you are looking at not just the passive waiting, but actually kind of an opposition alliance which is not really in sync, not really thinking the big picture on its own. Say, where I differ from Ashutosh, I tell you what is happening. I agree with him on Lalu Yadav's master communicator thing, that he is communicating to his masses. Problem, Ashutosh, is Lalu Yadav doesn't really care that if this works for me in Bihar good enough, I don't care if it hits Congress outside Bihar. Stalin's son doesn't care if it is working okay for his Dravidian vote base, but if it is hitting Congress and opposition alliance in other states. So what is happening?
That's an important point. Mohan Kumaramangalam, do you buy this argument by Yashwant Deshmukh that the problem with the India alliance in the way that it's structured is that your allies don't care about how that particular point of attack plays out outside, whether it's a Tamil Nadu or a Bihar? That DMK doesn't care. As long as it's resonating in the Dravidian vote structure, they're okay. Lalu Yadav doesn't care what's happening in Tamil Nadu. He wants to deal with his votes.
If that was true, Rahul, then I don't see why Udaynidhi Stalin would then come on, camera after that to all the national broadcast media and say that that's not what he meant, that his understanding of Sanatana Dharma was a caste system. He'd have no reason to give a clarification.
What happened with Mr. Raja's statements?
Well, I was on a show with Rahul about this just a few days ago.
Okay, Yashwant, let him speak. Let Mohan Kumaramangalam conclude. Go on.
Yashwant, I condemn Mr. Raja's statement, and I'm against the fact that he even said that. I think he was wrong. But to take Mr. Raja's statement and then say that all allies don't care about how their statements have a broader impact outside their states, I gave you Udaynidhi Stalin's example to say that is not entirely true. So you have an example, I have an example. Rishad.
Okay,
I don't
Yashwant,
think there's
quick
a
counter
party
before I go across to the others.
No, my only concern is that all the India alliance partners, they are doing good politics, and I have been praising them that to counter the Modi wave, to counter the BJP in their own territory. But the problem is that even if they safeguard their own territory by all these statements, all their political lines, and the way they are going about this election is only ending up hurting the biggest player, that is the Congress, in the seats where it is the Congress.
Let Ashutosh come in on the point that Yashwant was making about the opposition being highly passive. This idea that a lot of Congress leaders have internalized, you must have picked it up as well, Ashutosh. They seem to think that this is just a period. This is a kal, the wheel of political fortune will turn. Ye Modi ka time hai, iske baad apna time aayega. It's only inevitable all across the world. Going back in time, anti-incumbency is inevitable. Abhi nahi dikhti, but dikhegi. 5 saal mein dikhegi. That's their calculation. The BJP's calculation is, boss, by the end of it, the Congress will be so weak that you won't have anything to fight with us.
Rahul, I agree that this is cyclical. There is no doubt about it. This is cyclical. But to say that the pro-incumbency is only because of the Narendra Modi and the BJP, I do not agree. If you look at the last 30 years of Indian politics, you will realize Digvijay Singh has 2 consecutive terms. And after that, Shivraj Singh Chauhan has the 3 consecutive terms. You go to Assam, the 3 consecutive terms for the BJP, for the Congress party under Tarun Gogoi. You go to the Delhi, the 3 consecutive terms again under Sheila Dikshit. You go to Maharashtra, 3 consecutive terms under the Congress and NCP. And then you go to Bihar, 3 consecutive terms Lalu Yadav and then the BJP and Janata Dal United. You go to Gujarat, 34 years almost. In Tamil Nadu, there are 2 consecutive terms with Jayalalitha. Then you go to KCR, again 2 consecutive terms. Bengal, 3 consecutive terms. So this is not. And you go
Raghav
to
Awasthi, respond to Ashutosh that pro-incumbency is no one party's domain. Kisi ki bapauti nahi hai. If you work hard, whether you are in Gujarat or you are in Assam or Delhi, no matter which party is in power, there can be pro-incumbency. So it's not limited to the BJP and it's not limited to Prime Minister Modi. Raghav Awasthi.
Ashutosh made some very good points, but I think there is one point on which he will not disagree, which is that BJP governments are re-elected with more regularity than Congress government. I think this is something that has been empirically proven, and there needs to be no debate on that. Yes, there are other regional parties that are very formidable. I think he mentioned the BJD also, which is an electoral phenomenon. That's one. The second point is this, that of course politics is cyclical, democratic politics is cyclical across the world, but what the Congress has done wrong, in my opinion, is that its geographical footprint is now severely shrunk. So since it is shrunk, even if, let's say, it wins the next election in 2029 or 2034, for it now winning would mean probably 100 or 150 seats, because the situation is such that it is competitive only, let's say, around 250 or 300 seats. So in Tamil Nadu, which is a state which it did rule for the first 15 years of independence, and the DMK was the party that unseated it, now they are happy with parroting whatever the DMK has to say. In Uttar Pradesh, for example, which used to be a bastion for the Congress post-independence or even before independence, today they are happy with playing second fiddle to the SP. So if you have a passive attitude, it's that you're not going to win in life or in politics. That's my point.
Let Mohan Kumaramanglam. Yes, Ashutosh.
Just 10 seconds. See, BJP is a resurgent power, it's an emerging power, and the Congress has been a declining power for the last 2 decades. But despite that, the accidental prime minister, the weakest prime minister, as BJP said, Manmohan Singh had a second term with enhanced seats. So that means any government which seems to be working for the people, I'm talking about perception, the people are electing that government. Be it the BJP government or the Trinamool Congress government or the Delhi government in Delhi under Arvind Kejriwal. 3 consecutive terms. That's my point.